Welcome back, everyone, to this Monster Energy DreamHack Studio broadcast of the Nordic Championship 2019 summer season. Copenhagen Flames just beat out Neon 2-1. We've got all of our playoff teams secured. It is going to be Falcon as well as the Final Tribe as the top two, with Ventus solidified as third. And now it's all about seeding in this final match. Dusty have it in their own hands to disrupt as much as possible, and they're up against a team that is looking quite strong, but also seemingly has a pretty bad record when it comes to being a top team and facing off against lower bracket teams, losing out on games or singular games that they shouldn't necessarily be losing. So tell us a little bit about Ventus, Trouble, please.
All right, so basically, they're the number one Danish team, and they're an absolute powerhouse of players, all put together in such a harmonic mixture of excellent macro, great game plan execution, and I would say, can I say a little dose of crazy? Because I
A
feel
little
like
bit.
that's what Ventus exceeds. It's like a little bit of dose of crazy, because I think the big focal point is the fact that they're experimenting so much, even in games that actually matter. So it's not like they go into a game where they're like, okay, we're playing against a lesser team, so we're gonna experiment, we're gonna, try things out. No, they're experimenting all the time. First started with Tristana when it first made its first appearance into the LEC. They put it in the mid lane with Godbro as well. Rhea plays it too. And then also they pulled out a triple swap where their top laner was playing bot, their bot laner was playing mid, and their mid laner was playing top. So they're an absolute crazy house of a team, but it always seems to actually work. They have Markun, who's a chameleon of a jungler. He can play absolutely anything he wants. Same as Godbro. This guy needs absolutely no introductions. He's quote unquote the star, let's say, of the team, and a player who has like such a huge champion pool that he can choose from. Then their bot lane, which I feel like Fiddle loves to dictate the pace that the team fights go. He likes to be the starter of them, and then Rhea sort of follows. I'm gonna put a little exclamation mark there that Rhea likes towers, enemy ones specifically.
That's true.
So especially when he's under Sana, I would say. So there is a little window right there to abuse from Dusty, although Riz is a very, very solid top laner. Whatever he's played, he mainly enjoys the kind of, let's say, off meta picks, because even when he was playing no, wait, I didn't say Katarina. Nobody heard that. Even when he was playing the Karma, they both start with K, okay? He went for the unconventional full AP glass cannon build. Then he showed us a Malphite and a Cho'Gath with glacial augment. So you can expect pretty much everything from them: triple swaps, quadruple swaps, 2-1-2s in lanes, and everything seems to work out fine for Ventus.
Yeah, and on the other hand, we've got Dusty, who has been this up-and-coming team for quite some time. And I have to say, the time has come for Dusty. We've kept reiterating the evolution of this Icelandic team over the course of the summer season, and for good reason, right? They found something that worked for them. They've identified their strengths. They played accordingly. And this was all laid out in front of us, especially so when they beat FH 2-0 last week, showing us exactly how far they've come since the Icelandic Esports League finals, and showcasing that they can play through their side lanes as well. However, the greatest challenge so far comes tonight in the form of Ventus, and that's what I mean when I say that their time has come. With the crazy situation we've got going on in the middle of the standings right now, with two teams now ahead of Dusty and Dusty in playoffs, obviously, it's not only about winning or losing, it's about winning cleanly or losing gracefully to show off to the enemy teams in the playoffs that they can perform in a very clean fashion here. But we have to go into this matchup knowing the Dusty are expected to lose. But if they manage to beat Ventus, that's great. That secures them either fourth or fifth, depending on if they do it 2-0 or 2-1. That would be fantastic for them. But the realistic short-term goal has to be to take one game off of Ventus to show that they can, right? And if they manage to win, obviously they will dodge out on Ventus in the quarters. If they lose in any shape or form, they will be facing Ventus again in just 2 days' time. So, with us having pick and
Basically,
balance, yeah, go on.
you beat them, but then you avoid them
pretty much.
But then if you lose to them, you got to play against them again.
Yeah, and
This is kind of
literally in 2
when
days.
Yeah, this is kind of when, like in TFT, you've got that comp that loses to a specific comp, and then he puts you against the same guy that you lost against twice, and you're like, but my comp does not beat you. Why does the system put me against them twice? Ooh, Ventus, though, banning the Tristana away themselves. Now that is pretty spicy because they're usually the
Yeah.
ones that kind of, trade it around places. We've seen it mid, we've seen it bot. You could see it by Reese as well. I don't know what these guys are doing. Last ban is going to be that Elise. I have yet to see that Lee Sin being locked in.
Yeah, the leasing for either Markun or Joachim would be a huge boon for either of these players. Unlocks their solo potential and allows them to have this early game impact that they can run away with the game afterwards. But Yuumi is obviously open. It's a pretty safe pick with the bot
Is
lane
that a
targeting
Yuumi
that we've seen in
Warwick?
both the Xayah. It's not going to be the Warwick unless, or actually, yeah, Ventus is going to get a third either way, right? So they have room to play
Sure.
around.
Yeah.
Yes, they can have some fun. So I expect us to be a little bit chaotic. It's going to be a little bit messy. We could see some fun stuff coming in. But as for Dusty, obviously they want to dodge out. So we've got one team where pressure is off, and one other team where pressure is absolutely on to 200%. And maybe this mismatchup will be able to grant the upset that Dusty so direly needs. Karma lock-in, I like it.
Ugh. Camera locked in. I don't.
But you pointed out Nipla as a little bit of a shaky kind of player there in the top side. Slap him on something like Karma, and you should be at least a little bit fine, right?
It doesn't matter that because you put him on something that's safe that it will do necessarily good. Because if Reese decides to go on the Cho'Gath, then you've got a lot of regen onto the Cho'Gath. Karma is not going to be hurting you much more. So you need to make sure that you're actually using that Karma against something AD melee top lane in the top lane. So I feel like just taking it away, it felt like, okay, we're gonna leave Karma, we're gonna leave the Yuumi open. Whichever one they pick, we're gonna grab the other so they don't take both. This is what went through my head straight away. I like Joachim on the Jarvan. He's a very aggressive jungler. He likes making this early game plays, kind of like Rain. But like Joachim, in my head, feels a little bit like Debu. It all goes through them for the team to start rolling. And I feel like Joachim was and still is a step ahead by Debu because he can actually get that ticket to early game aggression himself rather than Debu having to acquire that through a lane for him to get ahead. So Severe locked in against the Lucian. I do like this pick, but obviously Ventus locking in that very mobile support ADC, sorry, together with the Yuumi, this could make for a very, very aggressive bot side.
A very aggressive team comp in general. I want to give us a little bit of a throwback here. I believe it was Falcon who ran some crazy triple ADC composition with Lannister working overtime on the Yuumi. And you were very questionable about me saying, "Hey, this guy's Yuumi. It's pretty everywhere." It's not necessarily wanting to equalize Yuumi as at the same level as an actual champion. Unfortunately, there, my analyst. But there's still room for Godbro to go nuts with something else. However, illusion for him wouldn't necessarily be the most surprising thing. So, second ban phase is on the way. The Echo, the Azir, all removed, and there is that Akali with the
Everything
final
thrown towards me.
ban. Cassio, yeah, they want to shut this guy down, but I wouldn't be surprised to see just straight up
I
see
mean,
Godbro just play Lucian or something.
shut Wit's guy down. He's played Corki, Twisted Fate, Echo, Zoe, Tristana, Akali, Aurelion Soul. How do you shut him down?
It's a little bit difficult when when you
Ooh, Master
run
Yi,
pretty much
spicy.
everything. No, never talk about hovers as the first rule.
President
I just
Sleeper.
yeah. Hey, there's the Warwick. They're playing with you. I mean, I don't think so. I
Are
think it's
they
only
playing with me?
because you want to see it.
Well, yeah, the Graves has already been locked in for the jungle, so I don't think it's going to be the case.
Mid lane Graves.
I mean, I mean,
But hey, that's pretty fun as well. So you got a
oh,
Yuumi and a Zillion. Oh, that's a kind of obnoxious here. Oh man, so the amount of peel that you got going on, the amount of
Jace could be
movement
coming
speed,
in.
yeah, it could be indeed. But okay, so how do you actually think that this Zillion pick fits into the rest of Ventus as of right now?
I mean, here you could also pick something. I don't know if I agree with the Ornn.
Okay.
Well, sure, it doesn't die and it doesn't get much hurt by the karma. That could be one case. We haven't seen Ornn in a while. But Ornn is one of the most reliable engages as well. But they haven't locked in support, and Brom is still in, and it's gonna get locked in. Brom and Yasuo are the two champions that can actually negate the gold coming at you from the Ornn ultimate. So he locks it in. It's a great way to actually counter the Yumi as well, the zoomies that he throws at you. So I do like that. Not sure I like the Ornn. Just because the Brom was still in game, I would have rather see something else. Maybe the Cho'Gath, maybe the Malphite you could go with as well. Or you could go full glass cannon with the Jace in the top lane and try to play, through the poke. You've got a guy that will bring you back to life, that will speed you up. Two guys that will actually speed you up. And you've got kind of the Yumi and the Zillion throwing buffs around and then having three ADCs and you don't know which way to go because don't really have any, severe lockdown from the side of Dusty. But now I'm starting to lean in more towards Dusty's side when it comes to drafting. But I can never, ever count Ventus out because it's all illusion.
Yeah, it's very difficult. They're kind of lacking a little bit of damage. They've got very conditional damage in the sense of Lucian and Grace for Riot and Marcoon respectively. Obviously, they do have to be quite in your face. Zillion and Yumi will allow that to some extent, but like count those two guys out, and it's an extremely low damage composition in general. You got a double ADC for Dusty as well. There is some hurt that's going to be coming from Joachim as well as Nipla in that sense. But I just don't know. I just feel like Ventus composition is way too conditional. Dusty even have the Brom, as you mentioned, to block that call of the Forge God. And Dusty just, I feel like they've got the answers to this one.
I definitely think so too. This is why I'm saying, okay, so it definitely looks like Dusty has replied to every single kind of aggression that Ventus is trying to throw at them, with a very aggressive jungler, with a double ADC, double buffs for the two ADCs. Oh, Dusty has been spotted here, and everyone is rotating towards them. This could potentially be a 5-on-5 in the bot quadrant of Makun's jungle.
Oh yeah, let's have a brawl, shall we? The scouting is there. Look, they're setting up a trap. Will they walk straight into it? Dusty and Ventus are on a trajectory to clash into each other completely. And if Nipla completes the recall, yeah, then it's a great question. Wait, was Godbro spotted there? I couldn't quite tell by that ward there in the left side, but it's very much a stalemate as of right now. And here you see both teams in their natural habitat just having a stare-off. Seemingly, there's a falling projectile. At least Guranian is leading the way. The knockup is huge, but he stands up, but have to back away. Bad Habit's in the middle of several people. Nipla TP's back in after completing the recall. Falling projectile is real again. Marcoon wants some more. It's Raya who gets the red buff. Flash forward straight into several. The red buff is ticking. This thing gets the knockout onto Hoist. Hoist still has flash available. That is first blood. And red buff on the side of Raya. And his laning phase is going to be absolutely incredible. Holy moly.
Wait a minute.
No words.
Nipla level 1 teleport down the red buff. Rhea ends up securing the buff. He ends up securing first blood. He's so rich. Comes back with a longsword. Spot. They're gonna have an absolute hell of a time in the bot lane versus Hoist and Bad Habit. Now that they've got the red buff as well, they've got the poke, they've got the longsword, it's gonna hurt so much. And you know what else is gonna hurt? That Nipla teleported level 1. I still can't. You teleported in and then you use your chakra for the shield? And it only shields 2 people?
I mean,
Oh my goodness. The fun game we were meant to see, we're seeing it. We're in for the long run.
we're seeing it. Obviously, he did complete his recall, so highly valued that level 1 brawl, but it had so many consequences, right? Completing that recall, having to teleport back, having to walk top lane with a chunk removed from your HP bar, automatically allowing Listerine to win early on. It's very unfortunate for him. And now watch Marcoon. There's a big wave here. Prepped by Listerine. A knockup comes in. Marcoon has the damage, but the shielding is there. Flash away by Niffler. The auto attacks. Oh, look at the tower down, but it's not enough. Niffler finds an inroll on the bot side. As a gank coming in by Joachim. They will be able to pick up the kill onto Raya surely, and Joachim is able to secure that one for himself. Red buff transferred to him, and the cross map is real.
I mean, it was him trying to engage a fight level 1 into the bot quadrant jungle of Marcoon to try and get the red buff. Well, red buff transfer complete. Joachim gets a kill. That is huge bells starting to ring in my head, because every time Joachim grabs a kill, you know the game is on. Nipla, though, almost grabs a reply kill in the top lane. Both threes. Oh boy, he's in the mid lane.
Here we go again. Godbro forced flash away off of Joachim's aggressiveness and Addy's dash forward. So Joachim putting in the pain early on is next him some very serious advantages here. Perfect stuff.
All right, so we're seeing literally I couldn't even finish saying that with Joachim, every time he gets a kill, the game starts. The second he got that kill, he went up river and tried to pull yet another summon. Pulls it out of Gobbo, and there could be an actually turned gank, but I feel like Marcoon is going to see him in the jungle. Yeah, they're going to be pinging him away right now, because he's going to be found into the enemy jungle right there, and there's going to be an Ocean Drake spawning in the bot side, which could potentially be really beneficial for both teams. It's not the Drake that you go crazy to try and contest and take and make vision for, but at the end of the day, it will keep the sustain going for all your side lanes, and you want that both for your top and bot lane. So we'll see which one is going to start the engage to try and take it. Nippler's in trouble though.
Yeah, Nippler's in trouble. Restring gets the knock-up straight into the wall there. Nippler trying to get the chains
Marcoon.
tethers running. Marcoon's straight up available, readily so. And look at the damage. The electrocute comes in and secures the kill onto Niffler. Niffler's having such a rough time here, and Marcoon is snowballing out of control. Up mid-side though, Joachim gets the slow onto Godbro, but won't be able to get the knock-up. And he's just making his presence known, right? Showing Godbro that, hey, you have to play defensively here.
I mean, he does, but he's also level 6.
He's going for it again, look.
Oh boy. Marcoon is coming from the top side though.
Yeah, surely he can't do it here. Flag and Drag used to escape. Yeah, Godbro just gained too much distance for it to be a feasible option.
I feel like this is a little bit too forced. Addy's sitting in the mid lane. He's level 5. He doesn't have any rockets to try and poke Godbro a little bit more. You know, force him out of mana. Yes, he has low mana right now, but Marcoon is, you know, he's hanging around the mid lane as well. So Joachim had a little bit not too much mana for himself either. So let Andy get level 6, let him go back first, and then you can repeat gank. Godbro is not going to have his flash for a little more while. So you do have the chance in this span of time to try and do a repeat gank. Plus is available for Joachim. So instead of forcing it over and over and over and over and cause Andy to lose CS because of that, hang on for a minute, go and grab your red buff, go and do your first pack. Now he has the boot, he has the longsword, he has the red smite, and then repeat the gank once Addy is back and he has bought some himself.
Yeah, and that pretty much summarizes it, doesn't it? The Trouble Inc. A lot of intricacies coming in as the Ocean Dragon is now secured by Ventus. So they're really playing around all of these priorities that they've managed to get themselves with the CS lead in the mid lane, with the CS lead in the bot side. Obviously, yeah, as you pointed out, Godbro has to not or play around not having the summon spell available to him for quite some time. But who even cares, because Ventus just have the momentum and it doesn't seem to stop. Because watch Marcoon pick a fight.
Gold coming down.
Joachim. There is the call of the Forge God, but red buff is running onto Joachim. The flash forward knockup. This thing it misses, or it doesn't miss, but Joachim flashes away from it. And crucially so, because he was a dead man if he didn't.
Oh, yes, he was. Level 5, super squishy. Graves is sitting on 2 kills right now, so it would have been bad news if Joachim hadn't flashed that one. Thankfully, so he does have his flash, and he did use it there. That, though, negates kind of further ganks we're talking about with him flag and drag onto potentially God Bro. He's still sitting at level 5. We need to see that Cataclysm coming into play when he hits 6. God Bro's gonna have his flash very soon, and it feels like there's just nowhere for him to gank, because if you go top lane, Karma does not have enough damage to kill the Braum. And then if you go mid lane, you know, Goldbrock has the ultimate to delay some time until Markon is there to back him up. Bot lane is of course out of the books, because you don't really have anything going on right there. You've got kills, the ignites, the flashes, everything is up for Ventus in the bot side. So kind of feels like a no-way street. Oh, they're on to God Bro.
Go again. Cataclysm on the God Bro. He does have the ultimate, as you said. They should surely proc this one, though. They're just leaving it up. Final auto effect does come in from Adi, perfectly timed. And yeah, the ultimate did not spawn too much, or give him too much time, or enough time for much to come. However, in the bot side, it will be a return fight by Ventus. They're looking for it and do get the kill onto Hoys. So advantage for them there as they lose advantage in the mids. And turret plates also crucially.
That was way too easy for Rhea and bot side. They chased them down, and there was absolutely no reply by Hoys and Bad Habit. There was nothing they could do at this point. I'm liking the fact that Joachim did repeat gank before Godbro's flash was up, and crucially, Makun was back in base. So even though he did pop the ultimate, Makun was nowhere near. So even if the ultimate was popped from Godbro, Makun would not be there in time because he was all the way back into the fountain. So that's a good start, getting some money onto Adi, getting that Fate and that Shin into his inventory, and hopefully a Trinity Force soon enough so he can roam around with the packets and Joachim.
Yeah, they're gonna have to utilize this duo, this powerhouse duo that we've identified time and time again. It is Joachim as well as Adi side by side. You see it in how much focus that Joachim puts into the mid side to try to get Adi ahead, or try to give him at least a little bit of an advantage. He does have that blue buff, will have Trinity Force available soon as well, and Package is available. So these two guys, side by side, they are, you know, they're very feared, or they should be feared as well, because of the amount of impact that they can put out once they start to get rolling. So with that Trinity Force coming in soon, we should...
That is a 3v4.
Yeah, it's 3v3. Knockup comes in onto Markun. Cataclysm secures that shutdown goal, but Joachim is quite squishy still. Final chapter is there, but the flag, or the drag I should say, onto Yumi. Phil going down as well. There's the Zillion ultimate, the revive chrono shift. And Raya is dead as well. So suddenly it's all Dusty.
This should have not gone the way it was, because Hoys was all the way up the bot lane and Godbro just did not rotate fast enough. That was actually 4v3 in favor of Ventus. Had Godbro moved faster over there, they managed to grab the shutdown onto Makun, Shelly, 2 kills onto Adi, and a kill onto Hoys as well. Get that Severe rolling, get that Corky rolling. I don't have to say anything about Joachim. The second he got his first kill, you could see through the screen that his blood starts boiling the second he gets the kill. Now he puts Shelly into the mix, drop it down, grab some early plates, and cash in. Try to get your laners rolling, for your ADCs rolling. They've got the entire package. They've got the engage, they've got the disengage, they've got the powerhouse damage in AP and AD with Corky and Severe, and they've also got the sustain from the shield. Although Nipla is doing a Riesringen against Riesringen, and he's going for that Ludensecker, even though he's behind.
Yeah, I kinda like that a little bit, just because I mean, Ardent Sensor with Athenes and that general field could be fantastic for empowering your ADCs, and I obviously do agree that that would be the superior choice here, but maybe he's tunneled. Like, let's just consider the options. But actually, mind my thoughts here, Lance, because there's action going on the bot side, and Joachim, you spoke of him, and he is just everywhere again. Fiddle is now a Yumi without anyone to attach to, and there it is, slain by Hoys. I just want to say, Just imagine the possibility that Niffler has decided before the game has even started that I'm going to go AD Karma with the changes that came in a couple of patches ago. Call of the Forge Guard does come in the top side. Niffler will actually dodge out on the second charge. And with the Ignite taking onto him, he's going to be brought to low HP, but crucially does not die. However, the plates are heavily under siege in the mid side, or in the bottom river, I should say. Some love taps, but the disengage is true. Marcoon gets himself that Rift Scuttler. However, Adi, no, he backs away from him. Well, there you go.
Now, we have to remember here that Ventus, yes, they have a very strong AD early game composition. Sure, it can go great, but it can also go wrong. Because if you're taking, oh boy, Adi.
Yeah, Adi. Oh, nice dodge there on the ultimate. Bomb is ticking here.
Wait,
Joakim to survive with the heal as well. Joakim with the cataclysm execution. Final chapter by Fiddle has arrived. The calling is completely whiffed. Watch the auto tags. Adi, as well as Bad Habit with him by his side. They, he's getting out of control. This man. The balls on Joakim to go for that one trouble.
Oh my god. Yeah, but him getting that means that Godbro is very... Oh boy.
Yeah, no, they're not going to get it, surely. Or are they? Prowling Projectile? Spell Shield? Yeah,
I mean,
surely.
pretty quick. He has the ghost.
Yeah, Flash. But that's Flash Force, right?
No, Bad Habit!
Wait, Bad Habit? It's not over yet. What are they doing? They're just not respecting this. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Cancellation with that door. Finally, it should surely be the disengage, right? Or not? It's not over yet. Ignite is coming in. Fiddle secures it, and they weren't leaving. They were determined. We're not leaving without a kill. Are you kidding me? We're Ventus.
Yeah, of course they have to take something back, right? And I just want to say that at this point it's 2,000 gold lead for the side of Dusty, and we've got to remember, if you take Riz out of the equation, it's 4 squishy members. Make it 3. Because Yuumi doesn't count as a body. So you've got 2 ADCs and a very squishy mid laner versus Jarvan, Braum, Corki, and Severe. That is a very heavy engaged composition, especially with the Jarvan and Joakim landing in the Cataclysms, no fear. So it doesn't matter for you if Ni plays on the side lane. This is why right now they've put Godbro versus that Karma, because you need Breeze to be there on these fights. You need to have him around to tackle the damage. Godbro, though, might be fancying a kill with Marco Lee.
He might. At the same time, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on the top side. Marcoon, however, yeah, he is going to... he will get the damage onto Niffler, but Niffler's shielding crucially causes him to survive with just a slither of HP. Has to recall, and I mean... Yeah, that's an advantage right there, but he will be able to TP right back, so it shouldn't affect him too much. Picks up that Ludens, so he's quite strong now. In fact, in the mid side, is Joakim going to commit? Actually, we have to watch top, because Bad Habit, restaying in? No, not going to go for anything. He's just trying to wait for it as best as he can. But Joakim, watching, is crucially coming in for that top lane alleviation of pressure, or added pressure, I should say, because they are going for that tower dive. Cataclysm comes in. And there is the kill. It's going to go to Joakim once again. Minions?
So close.
Oh, he gets it. He survives with what? Grand total of 5 HP? Oh,
it could potentially be that, actually. Alright, so that gives us a top lane tower potentially, and you can see how we've said it before, like if Joakim does really good on Dusty, the whole Dusty feels confident and they feel great to push forward and start making plays for themselves. Now that has not necessarily gone very well for Niffler. Every time, Joakim is, filling himself and he's doing good and he's getting the ganks going. But right now you've got 2 ADCs that are uber fed. Trinity Force completed, Essence River completed for you, Severe, and you've got a 4-1-7 full AD Jarvan in your face. I mean, I wasn't expecting Joakim to go tank, let's be honest. But that's great stuff so far from Dusty, and they're extending the lead to 2,500 gold. Now that's a Mountain Drake spawning. Rhea, though, putting down the pain onto Adi, trying to push him out. Now that this crucial neutral objective is coming up, are they looking for a dive?
That seems to be. Call of the Forge God is... What? Alright. He has beef with the chicken camp, apparently. He just sends it straight away. A little bit questionable there. But I guess he wasn't looking for anything else at all. Instead, Bad Habit's in a little bit of a pickle here. Will get the knockup off of Restang, however, it's a big question mark here. Joachim with a full lethality. Jarvan could go for an assassination. He wants to reach that backline. There is the CC combination coming in. Joachim that forces upwards. Final chapter is there. Joachim should be able to get out. The final bomb there. Oh, big shutdown gold going over to Godbro.
Boys!
However, Godbro is stunned off of Bad Habits passive there, and Poise secures the kill. Raya will dash in aggressive, but look at the trademark damage. Poise does a lot of switch damage here, but watch Adi, he's going in. Off flash forward, Ignite is taking on him, but heal is coming in off of Bad Habits Arsenal, and Dusty, they're responding to Ventus' aggressiveness, saying that, you know what, we were forged in Iceland versus FH. We know this playbook through and through.
Oh my goodness, they were playing, they were toying with death. All of them from both sides. But I'm sorry to say that, but Addy's coming out huge in these fights. He's playing so aggressive, but it's also so calculated. The skill of this guy is actually insane. And I love the fact that Dusty are not scared of Ventus. Sure, they don't have anything to lose by losing to Ventus right now, but they're also showing that, yes, we can beat the #1 seed team, well, the #1 sharing seed team in this tournament.
Yeah, they're looking for it. However, there's still some sloppiness left here as they don't respect the engage off of Ventus, but Bad Habit does manage to get away. The comes in by the mid side. Raya is onto Poise, almost kills him off. Poise still has flash available, but he manages to survive without it. Mountain Dragon is now under siege. Obviously, it will be the third one secured for Ventus if they manage to pull this one off. Joachim will not be able to get involved, and there it is. Finally, and Lord attack. I'm getting baited, guys. Third dragon of the game. Double Ocean as well as Mountain puts them up to an anti-siege and a siege setting here, as well as a very fast Baron if they decide to go for it later on.
Can't give these guys Elder Dragon, or pretty much doomed, but we've got quite a bit of time, not even 20 minutes into the game, and 21 kills, more than a kill per minute. Now, we said, okay, you know what, this game doesn't actually mean anything, just standing back. Joachim!
Oh, it means a lot for Dusty, and here we see exactly how they feel about that one. Cold Forge got Joachim is gonna get slain by Rhys the Rengen's Orn. But he's now up against 3 Dusty members. Surely he will get away, because obviously Godbro is around with that ultimate. He can't actually reach him. Oh, there it is, finally. Into the final a moment there. Damage in response is coming in by Marku as well as Godbro, but another kill onto Raya this time, and Joachim pays for it, actually. So 1 for 1 after a fiddle died earlier.
Okay, this is actually crazy stuff, because Poise flashed there for the last attack, and then Godbro couldn't quite reach him, reaches him at the last minute. If there was a best of 3 I wanted to watch without it meaning that any of the 2 teams misses or makes it to playoffs, this is exactly what I want to see. I want to see Dusty showing that they can actually play against these top tier teams, and I want to see Ventus with all the crazy comps and how far they can go with them.
Yeah, we're getting to see exactly that, aren't we? So our prayers have been answered for that final group stage game. Like, literally every other game in the entirety of the group stage has been played. This is literally it. It concludes tonight with Dusty versus Ventus, and what better way to do it than an absolute bloodbath of a brawl between these two very scrappy teams, mind you. And in that sense, I feel like their playstyles kind of align a little bit to bring us this ultimate showdown between 2, well, teams that are not going to shy away from fights whatsoever, it seems.
I mean, they kind of have a very clearly different playstyle, because you see Ventus working as a... and Ria and Fetal being, you know, the main focal point of all the aggression of the team. And then you see Joachim pulling up ahead, and then explosion happens of kills, because he gets 1 kill, the entire team starts getting kills. We might have Oh, that
look
full
at that
run
there.
really hurts. Infinity is also completed right here, and Yumi ult.
Really? They're going for that one. That's a crucial counter engage tool.
Is that
Now, if
Aram?
Joachim decides to pull the trigger, it does look like an Aram. Literally every member is in mid right now. We're queued up for the wrong game mode, ladies and gentlemen. We may be on the tournament round, but it doesn't stop these lads from having a little bit of fun. But that final chapter is a little bit questionable. But I want to make a little bit of a point here. With Joachim literally going full lethality, he will get popped if the trademark damage is there. So it's very conditional, the windows that Dusty can find here, despite them being very squishy.
They're all squishy anyway on the side of Ventus. Oh my god, really?
Ryan! Actually, with the mantra Q there by Nipla, that's
Joachim
why you run
coming in.
Felipe Karma, I guess. Yeah, Joachim on the sideline, on the left side. Watch Adi also, he comes in with a snipe. The double kill is not going to be there. Nipla trades it instead. Now Joachim will look for the drag, but he can't find it. It's a trade back kill by Godbro for Boys, but it's a 1-3. And yeah, you said it, Dusty. They have their eyes set on the Baron. It's 23-30 minutes in. They got 2 fed ADCs. Surely they got the damage. Adi, however, does not have the HP bar. But Godbro is in a very iffy situation. Yeah,
I don't think they can do this.
It's very questionable. Yeah, indeed. And he actually gets the kill with the Ludens proc and the double magic penetration.
Wait.
Oh man, now Joachim's kind of stuck here. With Nipla also in a questionable situation. Now, Godbro, look at this.
And now they can go for the Baron.
Yeah, exactly. They can just go for it. The TP comes in. Ristringen is here. And Dusty, what are you doing? It's all falling apart by the seams. And yeah, Ventus now in control.
Ventus in control. There's no smite. Joachim is down. So you can't even actually contest this. I feel like it was a little bit of a overzealous move for them to go for that Baron because everyone was super low. Yeah, sure, you have some shields from Nipla, but you're all super squishy, you're all super low. You've lost your ADC, Hoyes wasn't there, and Godbro still has ult on him. He has Fiddle to be able to poke and actually keep him alive and give him more speed than he already has. So basically, you've got no tools to try and get this Baron down while you're getting poked. Godbro grabs 2 crucial kills right there and turns it a Baron for his own team. So props right here to Ventus for being able to turn this one around, and a little bit shaky from Dusty.
A little bit shaky indeed. They do seem to have some of these tendencies still there, despite it being at the end of the group stage now. They do throw that Baron straight away. It seems they did not have the HP bars to even think about starting that, don't you think? Yeah, there were only 2 or 3 members of Ventus there to defend it, but it just was enough because God does so much damage and is about to do a hell of a lot more with that Rabadon's right on the way.
Ooh, spicy. Luden's Echo, Krellos completed, almost death cap. This is gonna definitely hurt, and Duskblade also completed for Joachim this time, and I feel like if they are able to split the map in a fight, like before, like now.
Oh, look at this assassination, Marcoon. However, Joachim, he's got barely any HP to play with. Nipla will find himself in the very rough spot here, but Joachim does escape for now. He's pulling a lot of attention away, but surely you don't want to dash that way. It's straight into the hands of Raya. Yeah, the rest of Dusty are here as well, and Nocturne does land onto Bad Habit, has to use that Glacial Fissure just to peel away from himself. But the double ADC composition on the front line forces Bad Habit to flash away.
Oh my god!
Godbro flashes onto Hoyes just to slow that damage as well. He's staying if he gets a kill onto Hoyes, and what a scrappy fight, honestly. It all starts with Joachim, and it's not over yet. Ristringen dies at the hands of Hoyes to towers, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, 2 for 3, I suppose.
Alright, so basically, I was just saying, if Dusty can manage to beat Ventus' part, like Joachim tried to do that, like if he could get the assassination right there, Godbro was nowhere near to try and use his ultimate. So that's great stuff. They're trying to split them up, so they try to split Godbro's, focus point up into many directions. And in the previous fight, before the Baron happened, this is exactly how Dusty won the fight, and they managed to get 3 people down from Ventus. They split them up. Godbro couldn't ult any of them, and he ended up having it just for himself. So if they can pull this out once again, I feel like this is the point where they win a fight. If they can't, and Ventus groups up, they have too many speeds, they've got the tank in front of them, they've got somebody They've got Godbro to bring somebody back up to life, and they've got too many heals, too many shields, too many speed ups. They've got too much sustain, 2 ADCs, and a front line. They've got everything they actually need. Dusty does as well, but it's a matter of fact of being able to split Ventus, or are you gonna fight them all grouped up, which hasn't been working out for you?
Yeah, a little bit questionable, but it's a very annoying composition to have to face here if you're Dusty, right? Because obviously playing against the Zillion is frustrating on its own, as is the Yumi with all of the kills that you can get there, especially with that frontline already stringing, as well as it's on top of it. So yeah, Dusty, they do have the tools readily available to them, but with Joachim going that full lethality assassin kind of Jarvan build here, they don't have the durability, especially not with Niffler going Luden's Echo, right? So if someone dies at the early stages of a fight, Joachim now doesn't have stopwatch, hasn't got the GA just yet. This very easily turns into a 5 versus 4.
Oh, Joachim flank
for Ventus. Yeah, watch him.
It's a Joachim flank, but then Addy is kind of backing off. Yes, sure, he still has the packet, not for much longer, and we could potentially be seeing a fight right here. He's coming in hot.
Yeah, he's coming in hot.
hot.
Speed of light. Watch him. Restringen. Might get caught out here, but obviously the rest of Ventus are quite close by. Will be able to secure that turret for themselves. Look at the stun on
Joachim coming in.
And yeah, he's looking for it, as well as Addy. The pull of the Force God is here, however. Zillion ultimate is already used. And watch him flash forward by Niffler to get that Mantra shield. Surely it should be a 1-for-0 for Dusty. Now Joachim, does he want to go full solo queue, or will he hesitate a little bit? Surely he should hesitate, and he does. They get away with a 2-for-0 actually with Fiddle Dead from before.
And that's great stuff yet again from Dusty. You've got everything you need. You've got your front line, you've got shields, you've got your double AD, which actually deals a lot of AP damage, and they've got Rhea.
Crucially, they catch Rhea, but he managed to get a beat the big one. Addy with the snipe crucially slays the Ventus ADC, but look at the amount of damage that. Oh wow, actually, he's not gonna die from this one. Surely not. No, Morello obviously reducing some base HP ticking, but nah, it's not enough. But look at the amount of damage that Ventus can output, right, in just a short amount of time.
And this is the time they can actually clear the jungle up and start establishing vision. They know they've pressured Ventus back. Now, they haven't established much vision in the jungle. 20 seconds for Baron to come up, and this is very crucial. You can't be walking blind into Ventus's face without any wards. And now that Ventus knows that, okay, Dusty is resetting, let's get into the jungle, let's put our wards back down, so it will take them a while for them to clear them up first and wonder which bush we could be, hiding in. Oh, Markon is there all alone though, with just Yumi attached to him, so I'm not sure if he got the red buff. No, he didn't actually, it was Hoy.
Yeah, Hoy secured it.
That managed to secure the red buff, and now I think here's where the back and forth starts, because both Nipla and Reese are going to be sitting down the bot lane. They're going to be pressuring that side because they both have teleports. Another Drake is going to go 5 Drakes for Ventus. Definitely not give these guys the Elder Dragon because it's going to be very painful. And now the Baron dance surely has to start. Dusty are already in there. They've established their vision. So now it's Ventus that has to face check them. You only have Ornn, but he's not tanky. He's got Trinity Force.
Yeah, he's got a training for himself. Actually, nicely spotted there. DPS Ornn this thing and having a little bit of fun with it. But I feel like that was Dusty's window to get back into it, right? They had full vision with that control ward onto that dragon pit to know exactly when Ventus was starting it. And at the 30-minute mark, double ADC with the Karma, you got both the durability as well as the damage, the single target DPS, slay this Baron quite quickly. It would only be Godbro to stop it. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity for them. And perhaps they're a little bit hesitant to fully pull the trigger to go for these proactive kind of plays. Giving too much respect to Ventus, perhaps.
I mean, I feel like if you're Dusty, you've got the trigger in your hand. If Ventus cannot actually engage you, the only engage is the ultimate by Ornn, and it can't be stopped by a single unstoppable by Braum. Joachim, though, has got himself a Braum.
Yeah, it catches him a Brom, and Adi's here to pick up the kill onto it, but the rest of Ventus is kind of here, however, but Bad Habit now forced to dash away. Marcoon, look at the damage, actually! Ultimate! Not enough damage, obviously because of the shielding coming in from Karma. Lateral damage not doing enough. Final chapter, Roots of Bad Habit, Strive secures it. Here comes the core of the Forge Guard with nothing to block it. Crucially, the flash forward by Raya is securing 3 kills for himself. Actually, the credit is a little bit split there, but that is 4 members dead on the side of Dusty, straight up murdered on
make
the
it 5.
spot. Make it 5 because actually, GoPro, it's a pick, it's a trade kill. Okay, sure. So he picks up the shutdown. They both do actually, but the Baron goes over to Ventus, and they're in full control.
I don't know where to start. It feels like every time it starts with Joachim almost picking up a kill, but then on the other hand, somebody gets caught. Nipola gets caught in between 3 members. He almost ends up dying. And then on the other hand, it is kind of Hoist trying to flank on his own. Bad Habit goes to try and help him. He gets caught himself, never escapes. Then Orton pulls the ult, and who is going to stop this one once Bad Habit is down? Nobody. He gets double knock-up on the 2 crucial members, Hoist and Adi, and then Rie pretty much cleans house with the Lucian. Godro makes sure, of course, Joachim is nowhere near when Ventus get the Baron, and it's a pretty good fairy tale ending grade for Ventus. They grab the kills, they grab the Baron, 3,000 gold into the lead, 5 dragons into their pockets, and they also have their push.
They do have the push going on for them, and everything's lining up for Ventus. The control after that Baron and with all of these dragons by their hands is seemingly allowing them to take at least a little bit of an advantage in a very scrappy game where it's difficult to tell just who is in the driver's seat at any given moment. But some stability has arrived here as Ventus do group up for the top side push. Now, Adi's been sent down in the bot side. Obviously, he does have teleport available to him, but are they looking to just answer with Adi or give up an inhibitor here with Adi answering for a bot lane inner? It does seem like he's telling now he's going to poise. Raya empowered by the Yumizumis with Full of the Fortune God coming in just to wait any answer. So bot lane turret actually ends up going down.
I don't know who to blame there. I don't know if I should blame Bad Habit for not stepping in front of that lane, or if I should blame Poise for being that far forward where Rie can pull such a move on them. But it seems like Ventus is unstoppable. 4,000 gold in the lead. They have managed to get Adi back into the base to try and defend, but there's too little too late to defend right now. At this point, I would have rather had Adi still pressure that bot side now that the wave has crashed down the inhibitor tower to try and at least get that. You've got Trinity, you've got Infinity Edge, you've got so much attack speed. I think he would have been able to at least take that inhibitor tower in return, because you've lost 2 inhibitor towers and you've got nothing back. 30 seconds, Elder Dragon is coming up. I think this is going to be the game deciding fight, because Dusty cannot actually forfeit that. 5 dragons sitting in the pockets of Ventus. If they get the Elder Drake, it's pretty much a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very fast Ventus with a ton of regeneration as well as neutral and sieging damage. Ventus, they're looking for something here while Dust is trying to set up a little bit of a trap. But Ventus is just straight up well aware of that one. Bullforger comes in. It's going to hit them here. And with a dash forward. Now in killing spree, takes out a priority target into Hoist. Joachim goes for the Cataclysm. And there is finally that Zillion ult coming in. Rhea has it procced himself, but he respawns and slays Joachim. It's actually Gobra who does it. Now, Bad Habit. Actually, Adi still puts out a little bit of damage here with the crits coming in, but he just doesn't have enough to slay Risting. It's instead going to be Raya. Dashes in, gets the triple kill, teleports into the top side, and the game is pretty much over. It will be Ventus who secures the first win in a best-of-3 match, the final one of the round robin. It's a fun one for sure. Congratulations to Ventus.
You cannot run away by Yumi and a Zillion. It is actually impossible. Hoist gets absolutely destroyed. I feel like there were a lot of times in this game where I was like, had Hoist been positioned differently, had he been all the way at the back together with his team, I feel like a lot of the fights would have ended much differently. So for example, the fight where it got started in the top quadrant of the jungle of Marcoon towards Baron, I feel like had not been trying to flank through the Riva and he went through the red buff like the rest of his team, it would have been much easier for him to put down damage and not get flanked. His support wouldn't die, and then following that, they wouldn't have died as well. And again, Hoist tries to get the different route from his team. Rhea and Fiddle see that, and we said it is the bot lane from Ventus that starts every single fight for them because they are the aggressors in this team, which is weird to say that because we also saw Goopy in the last best of three being full on the aggressor in his team respectively. So great stuff coming in from Ventus, great soul coming in from Dusty. We saw that they have what it takes. I feel like a little bit better execution is all it takes for them to pull out a win.
Yeah, Dusty looking surprisingly good here against this top 3 team in Ventus. And you said that Raya popped off, and I have to give a little bit of credit here because this man was 1-7 at one point, right? This man was having a really rough time. Thus the pressure, thus Dusty were outputting, but with the support of his mid lane and support, respectively, did manage to have a pop-off game with Godbro. I have to say, he kept this game alive for quite some time with these bombs and the surprising amount of damage that he was able to output. Now, Ventus are in the lead in this best of 3 match versus Dusty. Soul-wise, yeah, Dusty, they have it, but is it going to be enough to strike back in game number 2? Who knows? I sure as hell don't, but we're about to find out after a short ad break. Stay tuned.